Hello, my dears, it's Masha again, and welcome back to my little corner of the world where I'm rebuilding my old Swedish sailboat, step by step. You often ask me where all this carpentry knowledge comes from. The question almost sounded like a joke to me because, from my perspective, my skills are very average. I want to talk about this a little because I can see from the comments that many of you are just starting your own building or rebuilding journeys or only thinking about beginning. And that honestly makes me so happy, and I want to encourage you a little bit. My woodworking skills are very basic. I make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I rush for no reason and cut without proper prep. And I really struggle with anything that involves calculations. Like when I was building my little shelter for the boat, I did the math, but when I was assembling the arches, nothing would come together. And I couldn't even understand why, so I had to take everything apart and start over. Before this boat project, I had never built anything more complicated than a birdhouse or a feeder. No benches, no bulkheads, no tables, nothing like that. The most advanced tool I had ever used was a jigsaw. So when I started restoring the boat, I was unscrewing everything with a simple screwdriver. Not just because I didn't really know what a drill was, although I'd only used one a couple of times in my life, but also because I simply could not afford even the most basic tools back then. Slowly, the tools started to appear one by one. A sander, a multi-tool, an angle grinder, then a circular saw. And every time I would read the manual and watch YouTube tutorials. The very first thing I built was not even on the boat, but under it. At some point previous summer, I realized I needed a proper workspace, so I decided to build my first ever workbench. I watched a few YouTube videos, looked at different designs, picked one that seemed simple and stable, and started figuring out the dimensions for myself. The planning alone took a full day, and then I bought the wood and started building, right there under the boat. And what do you think happened? The first time I put it together, I measured everything carefully, took my time with the angles, and still got it wrong. I assembled the legs incorrectly, nothing lined up, and tabletop ended up smaller than the base. I took it all apart, left feeling defeated but not broken, and the next day I came back and rebuilt it. In all these carpentry tasks, the biggest teacher is redoing the work. You make mistakes and you rebuild. I hate rebuilding. It's so tempting to just say, well, it's done, why tear it apart? It will do. It's so painful, but the moment you redo it and it finally comes together, that feeling is incredible. Most of the time, I don't rebuild because I'm chasing perfection. I do it because I know how good it will feel later to look at it and realize you didn't take the easy way out. You fixed it, and what could have been just okay turns into something not bad at all, or sometimes even good. Around the same time, inspired by the workbench, I decided to keep going and build a proper ladder for the boat. Before that, I had this flimsy little thing that would constantly disappear at the boatyard. And again, the hardest part was the calculations, the angle, how it would stand, how the steps would sit. I had no idea how to properly use a square. It was one of those moments of pure confusion, like, how can something that looks so simple be so hard to understand how to actually use it? But somehow, it worked out. Though I remember messing up. I drew the steps the same way on both sides, when they should have been mirrored.
Pelican Lane is the address. We'll have to look for any newspapers that might have not paper. It's all handwritten.
This whole experience with wood, it looks like it comes quietly. I guess it comes so quietly that one day while you're building something, you notice all your angles line up and you don't even think much of it. Like, yeah, of course they do. How could they not? I am not there yet. I'm still at the stage where if something lines up, it feels like a small miracle, a surprise to myself. Like, I really celebrate every success in carpentry. Okay, now this corner looks like this. I know that it's not perfect, but I don't know. What am I saying? It's perfect. For me, it's perfect. Like, oh my god, I built it! And this corner. Now look at this. This new bench. And the corner, it's not bad. And here, and here. Woohoo! So that's really why I am sharing all this, because now I know for sure you're not born with skill or good hands. It comes with experience for everyone, even for those whose favorite classes in school were literature and arts. And the path itself is actually fascinating and not nearly as difficult as it seems, especially when you are not racing against deadlines and you treat mistakes as part of the adventure, even learning to appreciate them as much as the successes. For those of you who are new here, over the past few weeks I've been replacing the rotten cockpit furniture that had completely fallen apart and was no longer usable. I built a new cockpit floor, a large bulkhead between the cabins, a ceiling for the bedroom and the bench, and this week finally brought a visible shift in how the boat looks. Up until now, for a month, I've been working on the structural essentials, the anchor locker, the bulkheads, replacing rotten floors. All of that matters, but it's not really what you always see. It's like hidden parts. But the cockpit, it's different. It's the entrance, the living room, the kitchen, the captain's bridge, all in one. And all in the plain sight. It's the first real composition where things start to come together into a clear picture of what this boat will feel like when you step aboard. This past week I filmed a lot, building, rebuilding, taking everything apart again and again just to just refine, sand things down so they would fit exactly as they should. And when it finally all came together, when I was truly happy with it and sure everything aligned, I took it apart one last time just to assemble it again with plenty of sealant. I think I've building this unit for so long now that I didn't even feel the need to show every detail of this process. But there is one thing I want to say. Right now, I look at my boat and I can feel it. She's transforming. She becomes so beautiful again. This week brought new experience in my life again. Until now, I used to drive to the boat, but since I'm not a local resident in Montenegro and I recently ran into some issues extending my car registration, I've been getting my boat by bike and will be for the near future. I got lucky. One of my friends let me borrow his bike for a while. Takes longer now, about 2 hours round trip, but half of the way goes through a national park, and it's hard not to fall in love with this new routine because it's incredibly beautiful and it is so different every time. And as it turns out, getting to the boat by bike always leaves room for a little surprise. Oh my god! I really want to get on my boat today. They said that it is going to be rainy a little bit in the middle of the day, and it is morning. The weather has its own plans. Even though last week started with rains, there's a strong feeling in the air now. Summer is close, the wind is getting warmer, and there's at least a week of dry weather ahead. Little by little, I'm shedding layers, not just the warm sweaters, but also the winter cover from the boat. Not putting them too far away, but slowly letting the season change. Hello guys, good morning. This is such a beautiful day. I even removed this plastic top because it's going to be a sunny week to come. So I decided to let the wind play in my boat for these days. Good morning guys. Hi my loves. You know, this morning I came on a boat and there was a sad moment which I didn't understand. You remember those strips which I washed yesterday and I left it drying under my boat? And this morning I came on the boat and I saw that guys who work on neighboring boat, they took some strips and they mixed with them their cans with anti-fouling paint, red ones. It was strange. So I cleaned them again, I sanded all this paint But now it's fine, and it is already on my bench. You know, it has a lot of holes, little holes, after old screws. And I know that it looks not nice, but what am I going to do? I'm going to take a dust which was left after sanding this wood, and I will mix it with epoxy resin, and then I will place this mix in that holes so they will not be so visible. But I really wanted to leave those strips because no, it's a part of my boat's past. I love this kind of things. You know how it goes with projects like this? I'm only just starting to understand it. Sometimes everything moves really fast, like step by step, and suddenly it's done. But sometimes everything goes so slowly. You know, it was like a carpentry course. It feels like I really learned a lot during building, because now at least I know that dismantling things is not like building things back. It took much more time and effort, but this is such a beautiful and interesting process. I really like it, and I love how it turned out, and I cannot wait to start rebuilding the second bench. And I feel it, and I know it for sure that that one will go much quicker because I am now an experienced person, you know. Of course, there are still some things which need to be finished, but even now I'm already satisfied, even though it's not perfect, but I love it. But next week we are not going to work on the second bench, we are going to work on something more technical. We are going to put my anchor windlass in my anchor locker. My anchor windlass is ready to be installed. You remember Victor from previous episodes? He fixed my anchor windlass, but it needs some love, because even though it is working now, it looks so bad. It looks terrible. So I'm going to clean it, apply primer, and then paint it. So this is going to be one more big step forward next week. And I am so happy to have you by my side. It is not an easy thing to express it in words, what I feel when I wake up every morning and when I go to bed. I just feel so much gratitude that I can do what I really love, to make videos, to work on my boat, on my project, to bring her back to life. And all this is possible because of you, because of you watching my videos. I feel myself so lucky. Thank you so much, and see you on the next week in the next episode. See you guys. Bye bye, my loves.